Kurt's referring to as well is when we say out of the box, we're talking about reports that are here ready for your use. Outside of the third-party product, we also have the ability in here to do our own reports. I don't want to use the term customize because we're not customizing them. Let's say personalize them or modify them. That is what we'll also be doing a follow-up on. And if you do any reading out there on reporting and analytics in Business Central, you'll hear the term analysis views, analysis schedules, analysis templates. That's what will allow us to take the data that we want and make it look different than the reports that the developers or Microsoft decided is what we needed. So we'll jump right in. Let's start with some sales reporting. There's approximately 12 to 13 out-of-the-box reports that kind of deal with sales reporting. They are anywhere from, they are anywhere from customer order summary, customer top 10 list, maybe a customer item sales, shows a list of items by customer during a period. So you could actually go back and say, okay, how much did I sell Alpine Ski Chalet, in the first quarter, and what was my gross on it? Was the product I'm selling them very profitable, or did it just kind of, sneak by? And where do we focus on? To me, that's what analysis and reporting is about, is looking at your data from a different view other than what's our bottom line, but what is making our bottom line do what it does. So anytime that you're with Business Central and you're looking at your ribbons here and you're going, well, okay, I see report, but when I look at report, it just shows me a couple of them. Always look for a 3 elliptical in there. That shows us the rest of the reports. Underneath here now, you will see that we have a variance of sales reports. This is where our top 10 list is, our sales list, and then our sales statistics we'll get into. You have your financial or your statements, your customer balance to date, trial balances, detailed, aging, AR, payment receipts, those type of things are, and then any reminders that you could have. Then under general, you have the customer register. Customer register could be where I go and I look at a particular customer, and let's just pick this GL register. I'm sorry, let's do it this way. Let's pick this customer. And you'll see that once you do that, is it actually tells you whether or not you did anything wrong. So this is telling me, hey, that's not a filter up here where I left this stranded icon. Also, if you preview it, it's going to tell you how much it's generating, but it will also tell you there's nothing to generate. It'll tell you to go back and look at your filters. Did you give me the right date range? Do I have any information I need? But out of the box, like I said, this is a way of going in with the analysis and just looking at it and saying, okay, I sold them this, here's the dates, my invoice numbers, the payments, really at the top high level, let's say. And then there's other reports that get you down to more of the, say, the detail, where I can actually see it by the item, by a certain product group, different things like that. And then under sales, of course, this is where we can see our order summary or order detail, maybe your back orders if you're doing it. But let's take a look at sales statistics. So the sales statistics lets you look at this, as you can see here, with the start date and then a length of periods. Now these periods are not where you put in January through February. You're saying, here's my start date, and I want to look either 1 month forward or 1 month backwards, depending on how you have this set up, or 1 day, 1 week, different things along those lines. And then if you look at that, you get this type of information. Now, a lot of people will look at this and go, well, okay, that's fine and dandy. But again, it's telling me, yeah, I had a contribution margin of 23%. I made 51,000, for these periods. And then look, I haven't sold anything since then because it's looking a month at a time, after the date you put in. but it at least tells you that this customer is generating in 1 month or before, some revenue, enough revenue, whatever your terms are for, let's say, how you analyze your customers and those different type of things. You've got different things in here also, like if you're looking over here, as you'll notice, these are not reporting, but they are analytics. How many return orders have I had? How many sales memos do I have? Posted ones, posted shipments. You're also able to see any customer statistics. What's nice about this, and this is the one part that I truly love about Business Central, is when you get to a transaction and you want to see something, you don't have to jump all the way back out and go to the customer, because this same information is on that transaction as long as you've hit this detail button here. So I can hide it, meaning the fact box, I don't want to see it, or I can bring it up. And the same thing here. Well, okay, there's a balance here. What does that tell me? Click on it and it's going to take you right to it, and it shows you that. And then again here, you see now the details of that ledger. Oh, well, I still don't know enough what I need. Let me see the invoice. Again, quick and easy get to things. So you can analyze them quicker. I feel you can analyze them with more information. You can tell where the customer's at, their payment terms, different things along those lines. So you have quite a bit of stuff here that you can do just with sales. Now, that same thing holds true for vendors. But before we do that, let me go back into the School of Fine Arts and actually open the customer card up. So the same type of thing in here, that same information I can see from the front comes in here with the statistics. So what does it look like? Different things along those lines. And in some cases, on the actual card, if you click on statistics here, you then see some things like this. So here's again the balance. It's my age, my aging of it, different things like that. And we have some control over what we see in here. So this is showing me accounts receivable. What else is there? I could do a drop down, change it to day, month, quarter, all. I can look and see what the chart information is, tell me what this is really intending to do. And in some cases, I'd be able to click this and see where I can add additional report. So maybe I want to see my age receivable, but also maybe my gross by sales. Now that's going to hold true if we're doing it for a customer, for a vendor, for just about anything. But if we go back to the main screen, you'll also notice that we have a lot of analytics that we can see from here. So just by looking at it, okay, why do I have 69,000 in overdue sales invoices? I can quickly look at it. Hopefully there's enough information on here to tell me, well, they're really not that old, maybe they just passed that mark. Or maybe there's something here that stands out to me, like, okay, well, this guy doesn't normally do a $16,000 transaction. Let me go check it out even more. And the same thing here. What do I have open as a whole? So not by customer. What's my average days to collection? It kind of gives you the thing of what it's gauging on. But more important than that is if we come down enough, we can get down here to our insights. Our insights right off the back are showing me the top 5 customers by sales value. If I hover over it, I can see the sales. So some Power BI type attributes are here. I could do my drop down here. Okay. Maybe I've got several charts in here. So maybe I want to look at the previous chart. I could go backwards. So these are all the different reports that you can see. You just decide kind of which one that you want to make, say, your primary. Or I can just hit the word select chart and it will show me everything that I'm able to do. Sales trends by customer groups. Maybe I group my people by customer. In this case, customer B, almost like a class ID would be in GP. But the customer groups are what we call a business posting group here. It is really the same type of thing. Over here, your favorite accounts. Maybe you put the top accounts that you want to look on every day when you walk in the door. Cash, AR, AP, maybe even sales. Your favorite accounts, you can manage the list. You can move stuff around. I can add to it. There's a lot of stuff I could do here where, again, just quick and easy at my fingertips, I'm able to go in and do something. And from here, I can also say, well, okay, what else is going on there? I can open it and it takes me right to the card where, again, I can see what this is, drill into it, see the information I need. So again, when I consider analytics and reporting, I'm looking at things that I can make business decisions on at the snap of a finger, so to say. Not that I would do something just at the snap of a finger, but look at it and go, oh, that's in, I should go look at that. Why do I have a minus 2% margin for this period? What's causing that? Again, by opening it, you then get to what we call the account schedule overview. This is, again, looking at the accounts based on a schedule name it's assigned to, based on maybe the different period types. So this would be kind of like your layout of how you would see the report. You can view this by accounting period. You can view this, as you say, day, month, week, etc. I can narrow this down to different departments, divisions, and even customer groups. But what's nice here is this shows you, just because of the way it's set up, I'm looking at my current period and then my prior 2 periods. Do I see a trend developing here? Those are the type of things that I'd be looking at so that I could, do something with it. And here's the nice thing. You know what? Kurt needs to see this because he needs to know that, I'm concerned about it. I can open it in Excel and send it to him. I can share it to Teams, and he would see this in Teams if he had permission to view it. So there's all kinds of things that we could do with this.
Nice. Very nice.
And as you can see here, we have the capability of embedding some Power BI reports in here. Now, when you do that, all this is looking for is, when I say select a report, this is looking at the top reports that it sees in my workspace. So what I mean by my workspace is every person does not have to look at the same graph or report here. That's key to me, because if I'm in the warehouse and I'm tracking inventory and shipments, do I really care that there's a customer on hold or something like that? I do, but it's not what I need to see. I want to see stuff to do with my items. So again, just looking at this, you're able to come in, bring up some stuff that you have. And then also, while we're in here, as you can see, it refreshes, it's rebuilding. There's all kinds of different reports. I can upload a report. I can manage a report. Manage this, look in, these type of things. Apparently I grabbed a report that Kurt doesn't want me to see because maybe it's got my permission on it. I don't know. But things like that is what you're looking at here. But again, you can also add some reports.
Nice.
Then what is a job queue? And I'm not going to get into this in detail because this could be a whole nother session. Is you have the ability in here to schedule a report. What I mean by schedule is let's say that, let's use Kurt again. Every Monday morning when he walks in the door, he could have in his box the sales for last week, the by each salesperson, whatever it is that he wants. And we can go in there and say, hey, send this every day at this time, every 1 week at this time, different things like that. You can come in and when you edit the job, you're saying, is it a recurring job? How many times do I want it to run for? How many minutes are between? So you can really, just like if you're familiar with SSRS, you could schedule a report to come out. Business Central calls it the job queue. That tells me that I've got something that should be coming, and then my report box is when it lands in my report. I can click this and see if I have any unread reports. So it'll show me anything that I haven't touched, different things along those lines. Now again, this is just a short section of some of the different things that you could do. If we were to go all the way back, and I'm going to open this up to show the whole thing. So anytime I see reports, when I look under reports here, I got my financial statements, I might have entries. All these right here are things that I could quickly get to and look at. Under sales and marketing, this is where my analysis is. If I was to open up, and this is what we'll get to in the next one, my analysis reports. If I open this up, right now I've got nothing. But I would need to go in and I could build a report that shows me exactly what it is I want to see. And again, It's now, once it's built once, and you can have several of these in here. Now, just to give you an idea of what this would look like, I'm going to take you to what we're calling, and I shouldn't say we call it, but we call it the account schedules. So the account schedules is basically this. I'm going to edit the list. This is telling me that I have a cash flow by period, different things like that. I can get in and actually open it and see exactly what it's going to show me. Go in and do any of the builds I want, make this, so I make this exactly what I want. These right here now are out of the box. So this is what, again, the system says you should be looking at. Well, you can scrap those, keep them, and do your own thing. The one thing I will tell you is you should never just modify one of these. Make a copy always. And the reason I say that is every time a new update comes in, or for the on-prem type people, the term upgrade, whenever the software gets upgraded or updated, this base stuff gets overwritten again. So that's no different than, kind of what we're looking at today. But in an account schedule, I could take this, look at it, and then again, quickly run the report, print it. I want to do this as of 043020, I think it's 2020. Preview it. So here's a quick and easy balance sheet. I could have this balance sheet as a detailed sheet. I could have it as a summarized sheet. Maybe I just want to see it by assets and liabilities and equity in that. The same thing with sales. You want the high level, and then if I see something I don't like, I can quickly go and look for it. But an account analysis, or the count analysis as we talked about it before, is this right here. I'm actually going in and look at this, and I'm going to actually edit the column layout. So this is where I can actually take this and say, okay, I want to see this with the balance, but I also want to compare it to -1 month or -1 day. These different column layouts, again, you can create as many of these as you want, whether it's a net change, a balance, periods between. You can add, date difference fields in here. If you're using dimensions, you can break these out by the different dimensions you have. Again, that would be more of a later date to build one of these. What we're talking about here is taking one account and breaking it down by the business it's associated with, the department code, or a customer group. So you're still analyzing it in all the different ways you need to. And what's really nice about these is you can't mess these up, because if you do, they can be reloaded through, through a back end type thing. A config package, anything you want to say at it. Your purchase analysis reports, same thing, is I have none built. So that's what our next one is. In our next webinar, we're going to focus on how to build the analysis reports that aren't out of the box. As you can see here, I have my purchase analysis, my sales analysis, my inventory, and over here in finance, which we haven't even got to, if I open a chart of accounts, again, my more options, I now have my chart of accounts in here. I have a reconcile I can do, my trial balances, and the different account schedule layouts. What is an account schedule layout? So in Business Central, your account categories are your driving factor. When you set up your GL, you're setting up, is this an asset? Is it a sub account? So this is an asset, maybe I have an asset for checking, an asset for cash, different things like that. I can break this down as much as I want, because this does become the key to my balance sheet and my income statement. This is where the data resides, and then from there, we kind of break it out and dissect it and look at it in the different ways we want to. But imagine being able just to open up one thing and look and say, as of today, where am I at with everything? You don't have to go run a report. You're looking right here, you're seeing everything in detail. And then from there, of course, you can go back and look at it. Your GL register, this is another one where you can go in and you're able to see all the GL transactions that happen. Again, your trial balances, we know. So just by looking up here, if I put in the word analysis, you'll see that there are 10 different analysis types that we can do. Again, inventory, purchase, a purchase by a column template, and then also the line template. We have the different reports that are available. So there's quite a few reports in here. As you can see, there's each of these from fixed assets all the way up. The sales cycles. So again, keep in store that look out for the next alert where we say that we want to talk about analysis views and analysis and reporting. That's where we can do a deeper dive into how you can create your own that's in the box, but not configured in the box. So again, you have your out of the box reports, which means just open them and run, but then you have some configurable reports. Then from there, we have the ability to, like you said, we have different third-party products. We have a pop doc from E1 that gives you almost like a smart list type scenario. We have the Power BI we can hook up to it, some different things that Kurt and the sales team can inform you on. Kurt, do you have any questions? Anything that you'd like me to show that I might have missed, not thought of?
No, I think you did very well. I'm not seeing any questions coming in. I like how you put that, make it your own. It's a much more friendly word than customize.
Yes. If you look in Business Central, when you hit this, it does not say customize. It uses the term personalize.
I like
can
that.
take this sheet and do anything I want with it. I can take any of my fields, my forms, my reports, and move the stuff around so it fits what I want. The other thing would be something that you can think about is under your settings. You have these different roles. And again, these are out of the box roles, but we can definitely make other roles. If I looked at this from a sales and relations manager role, you're going to see that what I see here just goes away and I see completely different stuff. Now this is talking my activities, my opportunities, things that as a, say, CRM type person or someone who does it wants to look at. The analyses are right here. Let me see this by report, by dimension, my budgets, different things like that. So you'll notice now that when I came in here that my insights have changed. So now I'm looking more at pipeline and opportunities and different things like that. So each of these are curtailed to what, again, someone considered here's what I think they should have, or here's what they might like. But you can, again, take it and make it your own. That is the big thing. And let's go with, for those of you who are interested, if this was in service and we were doing something with the service modules and things like that, again, we're going to get stuff more around our work orders and our different, say, tasking and things along those lines, maybe our contracts.
Excellent.
So that's what I have, Kurt.
Well, thank you, Alan. And we'll look forward to another webinar to follow. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you.